In the middle of a grand engagement party, Ethan suddenly grabs Lily, a complete stranger, pulls her close and kisses her in front of everyone, including his furious fiancée and his powerful father. "I'm in love with her," Ethan shouts to the shocked crowd, but Lily panics. "Wait, what just happened?" Isabella storms out, her face burning with rage. Mr. Blake's cold glare pierces through Ethan. "You'll regret this, Ethan. You've just destroyed everything." Don't miss what happens next. Like, share, and subscribe for more jaw-dropping stories. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Just 1 week earlier, Ethan Blake's life looked perfect on the outside. Billionaire, handsome, powerful, engaged to Isabella Monroe, the daughter of one of the wealthiest families in the city. But inside, he felt like a prisoner wearing a golden mask. His father, Mr. Blake, didn't believe in love. "Love is for fools, Ethan. Business comes first. Your engagement to Isabella will merge 2 empires. You can't back out now." Ethan had heard those words 1,000 times. He was tired of pretending, tired of the cold dinners, fake smiles, and being paraded like a trophy. Even Isabella's touch felt like ice. She didn't love him. She loved his money, his status, his last name. One afternoon, after yet another staged photo shoot for their upcoming wedding, Ethan had enough. The paparazzi chased him down the street, shouting his name, snapping pictures, bombarding him with questions about the wedding date. He turned sharply into an alley, desperate to escape. That's when he saw it, a tiny flower shop tucked between 2 tall buildings. He pushed the door open, setting off a soft bell. "Be right there," a cheerful voice called from the back. The sweet scent of fresh roses, lavender, and lilies wrapped around him like a warm hug. For the first time in days, he could breathe. A young woman appeared, brushing flower petals off her apron. She looked at Ethan with no recognition in her eyes. "Can I help you?" she asked genuinely. Ethan blinked. No cameras, no fake smiles, no one begging for a favor. I just needed to get away," he mumbled. The woman chuckled softly. "Well, you found the right place. I'm Lily, by the way." "Ethan," he said quietly, leaving out his famous last name. Lily smiled as she arranged fresh daisies in a vase. "Rough day?" "You have no idea." Ethan stayed in that flower shop for hours, talking to Lily about small things. The best coffee in the city, how she dreamed of visiting Paris, her love for flowers. She didn't ask about his money or his family. She didn't even know who he was. For the first time, Ethan felt seen. The next day he returned, and the next, and the next. He found comfort in Lily's simple world, where a smile was real and kindness was free. But Ethan's peaceful escape didn't last. One evening, Mr. Blake summoned him to his office. The air was heavy with power and pressure. "You will announce your engagement to Isabella at the business gala this Saturday," Mr. Blake ordered, tapping his gold pen against his desk. "No more delays. This is not about your feelings. This is about the future of our company." Ethan's jaw tightened. "Father, No arguments, Ethan. You know what's expected of you." Ethan left the office with a storm raging inside him. His heart didn't belong to Isabella, but he also knew his father wouldn't let him walk away. Later that night, he found himself back at Lily's shop, watching her gently place a sunflower in a bouquet. "Rough day again?" she asked with a soft laugh. "You could say that." Ethan looked at Lily, her honesty, her simple joy, her kind heart, and a wild, impossible idea sparked in his mind. Could Lily be his way out? Could pretending to love her break the chains his father had wrapped around him? But would she ever agree to such a crazy plan? Ethan hesitated. He couldn't ask her. He couldn't drag her into his world of lies and games. Yet, something told him that fate wasn't finished with them. Something big was coming, and neither of them was ready for it. Ethan had never been so desperate in his life. The pressure from his father was unbearable. The business gala was only 3 days away, and everyone expected him to propose to Isabella in front of hundreds of guests, reporters, and business partners. His life felt like it was spiraling out of his control. There was only one person who made him feel like he still had a choice. Lily. The next morning, Ethan returned to the flower shop. The usual calm he felt there was gone. His hands trembled as he picked up a white rose. Lily smiled when she saw him. "Back again, huh? I should start charging you for emotional therapy." Ethan didn't smile. He set the rose down and looked at her with serious eyes. "I need your help." Lily paused. "With what?" He hesitated. "I need you to pretend to be my girlfriend. Just for a while. Just until I can get out of this arranged marriage." Her face dropped. "Wait. What?" "My father is forcing me to marry Isabella. He doesn't care about me. He just cares about the business. If I can prove I'm in love with someone else, maybe I can stop this." Lily shook her head firmly. "No, no way. I don't want to be part of your billionaire games. That's not my world." "Please, Lily," Ethan pleaded. "You're the only person I trust. You're the only one who sees me as a person, not a wallet." She crossed her arms. "Even if I wanted to help, how would this work? People like Isabella don't give up that easily, neither do fathers like yours. I'll handle them. I just need you to stand by me, just until this is over." Lily's answer was clear. "No, I can't do this." Ethan's heart sank, but he didn't push. He knew she had her own problems. What Ethan didn't know was that Lily's world was falling apart too. That evening, a thick white envelope landed on the counter of her shop. A final notice. If she didn't pay her overdue rent within a week, her flower shop would be taken away. As if that wasn't enough, the hospital called. Her younger brother's surgery, which she had been saving for, was cancelled because of unpaid bills. Her hands shook as she read the medical report. Her brother couldn't wait much longer. Tears welled in her eyes. She had no one to turn to, no family who could help, no savings left. Her world was crumbling just as Ethan's was. 2 days later, Lily stood in front of the grand hotel where the business gala was taking place. Her heart thudded in her chest as she stepped inside, wearing a simple but elegant blue dress Ethan had arranged for her. The chandelier sparkled above her as hundreds of guests in expensive suits and glittering gowns filled the ballroom. Cameras flashed, laughter echoed, but all Lily could hear was her heartbeat. She spotted Ethan across the room, standing beside Isabella and Mr. Blake. Ethan's eyes locked on hers, filled with surprise and hope. Lily forced herself to walk toward him, every step heavier than the last. This was not her world, but she was here, for her brother, for the flower shop, for the only chance she had left. Isabella's voice rang out, silky and cold. "Ladies and gentlemen, it is my greatest joy to stand beside Ethan Blake, who has something very special to announce tonight." The crowd clapped politely as Ethan reached into his pocket for the small velvet box. He glanced at his father, who gave him a tight nod. But then his gaze shifted to Lily. Their eyes met. In that instant, Ethan made a decision that would shatter everything. He closed the box and stepped away from Isabella. Instead, he walked straight toward Lily. The room fell silent. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Ethan reached for Lily's hand, his voice steady but filled with emotion. "Everyone, I'm sorry, but I can't do this. I can't live a lie." He pulled Lily close and whispered, "Thank you for coming." Before she could respond, Ethan turned to the crowd. "I'm in love with someone else." And with that, he kissed Lily right there in front of the press, his father, and a furious Isabella. Lily's head spun. This wasn't just a fake kiss. It felt real, too real. As the cameras clicked wildly, Lily's trembling voice slipped out, "Wait, what just happened?" The ballroom was frozen in stunned silence. Ethan's bold kiss still lingered in the air, burning through the eyes of every reporter, every guest, and most of all, his furious fiancée, Isabella. Ethan gently pulled away from Lily, but kept holding her hand. His voice rang out, strong and clear. "I can't marry someone I don't love, I won't." Isabella's mouth dropped open in pure shock. His father, Mr. Blake, clenched his jaw, his fists tightening at his sides. "You've humiliated this family," Mr. Blake hissed, his voice sharp and cold. Isabella's eyes gleamed with rage as she turned to Ethan. "You'll regret this. Both of you will." Without waiting for another word, Isabella stormed out, her high heels pounding against the marble floor. The press exploded with questions. Cameras flashed wildly. Reporters shoved microphones in Ethan's face. Who is she? When did you meet? Is this real love? Ethan pulled Lily closer and smiled at the cameras. This is the woman I truly love. No further questions. Lily's heart hammered inside her chest. The world around her was spinning. She never expected Ethan to make such a public scene. This wasn't what they planned. What was happening? Was this all just for show? Why did the kiss feel real? As security cleared the crowd, Ethan whispered to Lily, "Thank you for saving me." "I'm not sure I did," Lily whispered back, still dazed. When they slipped into Ethan's car and drove away from the chaos, the weight of what they had done finally settled in. "I'm sorry for throwing you into this," Ethan said, his voice soft but sincere. Lily shook her head, trying to stay focused. "We're pretending, remember? It's just an act." "Right. Just an act," Ethan said quietly, though something in his chest ached as he said it. Over the next few days, their fake relationship became the hottest news in the city. Paparazzi followed them everywhere. Headlines screamed, "Billionaire breaks engagement for mysterious florist." Who is Lily Harper, the woman who stole Ethan Blake's heart? They went on public dates, held hands in front of cameras and posed as the perfect couple. But behind the staged photos and planned appearances, something real began to grow. Ethan found himself looking forward to their long walks when no one was watching. Lily found herself laughing a little too easily at his terrible jokes. The way he looked at her, it didn't feel like pretending. But the walls between them stayed up. Lily reminded herself every night, this isn't real. This is just a deal. Still, her heart didn't seem to understand. One afternoon, as Lily was closing her flower shop, a sleek black car pulled up. The window rolled down to reveal Isabella sitting in the back seat, looking flawless as ever but with a dangerous glint in her eyes. "Get in," Isabella ordered calmly. Against her better judgment, Lily climbed in. Isabella handed her a small envelope. Inside was a check, a staggering amount of money, enough to pay off Lily's debts, save her flower shop, and cover her brother's surgery twice over. "I'm giving you a chance to walk away from Ethan before this gets ugly," Isabella said, her voice like cold glass. "Take the money. Leave him. Disappear." Lily's throat tightened. "You think I'm with him for the money?" "I know you're with him because you're desperate," Isabella sneered. "Be smart. He will never choose you over his family. And I can make your life miserable if you stay." Lily's hands trembled as she held the check. The money could fix everything. But the thought of leaving Ethan now, it hurt in a way she didn't expect. Isabella leaned closer. "This is your only chance. Don't be stupid, Lily. Walk away before you're crushed." Lily said nothing as she stepped out of the car. She clutched the check tightly in her hand, her heart torn in two. Was this the price of peace? Was this the end of whatever this fake, or maybe not so fake, relationship had become? Lily stared at the check long after Isabella's car had disappeared. The number written on it made her stomach twist. It wasn't just money. It was freedom, security, and most of all, it was her brother's chance to live. Her flower shop was on the verge of closing. Her landlord had already started showing the space to other tenants. Her brother's surgery had been delayed twice, and doctors warned that any further delay could cost him his life. Isabella knew exactly where to hit her. The money could solve everything. But then there was Ethan. He was supposed to be just a client, a billionaire in need of a pretend girlfriend. Yet, somehow, he had become her safe place. Over the past few days, he had slowly peeled back the walls he'd built around himself. Away from the cameras, away from his father's expectations, Ethan was different, gentle, thoughtful, even funny. One evening, as they sat together in the quiet of her flower shop, Ethan had confessed, "I always thought I needed to marry the perfect woman to please my father, but the more I'm with you, the more I realize I've never made a single choice for myself." He looked at her, his eyes soft. "You make me feel free, Lily." Her heart fluttered, even though she told herself not to let it, because this wasn't real. It couldn't be. could it? But even as those words echoed in her mind, reality came crashing in. Isabella's warning wasn't just about the check. She had promised to destroy Lily's family if she didn't walk away. Isabella had resources, influence, and the cold heart to use them. If Lily stayed, her brother's surgery might never happen. Her mother's tiny business could be crushed. Isabella had made it clear she could bury them with one phone call. Ethan had no idea about any of this. He was busy preparing for the biggest event of his career, the annual Blake Industries Summit. It was the night Ethan would finally stand on his own, independent from his father's grip. Investors, world leaders, and the press would all be there. It was the night he wanted Lily by his side. "After the summit," Ethan said one morning, "I want to take you somewhere. Just you and me. No cameras. No pretending." Lily's chest tightened. He didn't know she had made up her mind. That evening, as Ethan finalized his speech for the summit, Lily left the flower shop and slipped out of sight. She turned off her phone, she packed a small bag, and she vanished. No notes, no goodbyes. Only the unsigned check left on the shop counter. When Ethan arrived at her flower shop the next morning, expecting to take her to the event, he found the doors locked and the shop empty. His heart dropped. He called her again and again. No answer. His driver, his assistant, his security. No one had seen her. Panic flooded his chest. Something was wrong. This wasn't like her. Then he saw the check on the counter, unsigned but untouched. His hands trembled as he picked it up. Ethan's mind raced. Did she leave because of the pressure? Did she ever have real feelings for him? Was all of this just pretend for her? He didn't know the truth, but one thing was certain. Lily was gone, and the summit was tonight. The reporters would ask about her. His father would be watching. Isabella would be waiting to see him fail. Ethan clenched his fist. He didn't care about the summit anymore. He only cared about finding Lily. But would he be able to bring her back before it was too late? Ethan didn't sleep that night. His heart and mind were at war as he replayed every moment with Lily, every laugh, every quiet conversation, every time she looked at him like he wasn't a billionaire but just Ethan. Was it all a lie? Why would she disappear without a word? He paced his office as his assistant made call after call trying to find her. Finally, early the next morning, his security chief arrived with an update. "We found out where she went." Ethan's heart jumped. "Where is she?" The man hesitated. "She's still in the city, but there's something you need to know first." He handed Ethan a folder filled with photographs. One showed Lily meeting with Isabella inside a car. Another showed Isabella's driver handing Lily an envelope. And then the final piece, a bank transaction receipt. A large sum of money had been transferred to Lily's account the same day she vanished. Ethan's chest tightened. It felt like the walls were closing in. "Lily took the money," he whispered, barely believing his own voice. "It appears so, sir." The truth hit him like a punch. She chose the money. She chose to save her family instead of staying with him. His hands trembled as he shoved the folder away, but as the rage and betrayal filled his chest, another thought slowly settled in. Maybe she didn't do it for herself. Maybe she did it to protect the people she loved. His anger quickly turned to something else, a sharp, cold determination. Isabella had played him for the last time. Later that day, Ethan called an emergency press conference. It was supposed to be the night he dazzled the world with his plans for Blake Industries. Instead, he used the cameras for something else entirely. When the room filled with reporters, investors, and flashing lights, Ethan stepped to the microphone. "Ladies and gentlemen, I was expected to make a very different announcement tonight, but there's something more important you need to hear." He held up a thick file. "I have proof that Isabella Monroe and her family's company have been involved in years of illegal business deals, including fraud and bribery." The room gasped. "I will not stand by and watch these people destroy lives for their own gain, and I refuse to marry into a family built on lies." Reporters shouted questions. their cameras clicking furiously. Ethan continued. This isn't about saving my reputation. This is about doing the right thing, even if it costs me everything. The news exploded across social media within minutes. Isabella's family scrambled to do damage control, but the evidence was too solid. Ethan's father was furious. You just burned every bridge we built. I don't care anymore, Ethan said calmly. You built them on lies. But Isabella wasn't done fighting. The next morning, a fresh scandal hit the front page of every news outlet. Lily Harper, the gold digger's secret love affair. The article was filled with fake stories, claiming Lily had been dating one of Ethan's biggest business rivals behind his back. The story included doctored photos that made it look like Lily was in a secret relationship with the man. The press tore Lily apart, calling her a liar, a gold digger, and worse. Ethan slammed the newspaper down, rage boiling inside him. He knew these photos were fake. He knew Isabella was behind this. But the damage was done. The world believed the lies. His phone buzzed. It was his assistant. Sir, we just tracked Lily's location. She's staying in a small motel outside the city. Without thinking, Ethan grabbed his coat and rushed out the door. He didn't care about the cameras, the press, or the deals he was losing. He only cared about finding Lily and learning the truth face to face. His heart pounded as the car sped through the streets. What if she really took the money for selfish reasons? What if the photos were real? But deep down, Ethan believed in her. Even now, he just had to hear her say it. The headlines were relentless. Gold digger exposed, Lily Harper's secret affair. Billionaire betrayed, Ethan Blake's girlfriend caught cheating. Was it all a lie? Every news outlet, blog, and social media page painted Lily as a liar and a fraud. The story spread like wildfire. The fake photos Isabella leaked showed Lily meeting with Ethan's business rival in what appeared to be a private, intimate setting. The angles, the lighting, everything looked convincing. But Ethan knew the truth. The photos were doctored. Still, the world believed the lies. Ethan's phone wouldn't stop ringing. His investors were furious. His board members wanted answers. And worst of all, his father was on the verge of cutting him off completely. You need to end this, Ethan, Mr. Blake growled during an emergency meeting. She's destroying your career. Our company is bleeding money because of this scandal. Ethan stood firm. I'm not abandoning her. You're willing to throw away everything for this girl? His father shouted. Yes, Ethan said simply, his voice calm but fierce. For the first time, I'm making a choice for me, not for you, not for the company, for me. His father's eyes burned with disappointment. You'll regret this. I won't protect you this time. Good, Ethan replied. I don't need your protection. His father stormed out, leaving the boardroom in stunned silence. Ethan didn't care about the company. He didn't care about his father's approval. All he cared about was Lily. That evening, he found her. She was staying in a tiny motel on the outskirts of the city, trying to avoid the cameras and reporters that now camped outside her flower shop. When Ethan knocked on her door, Lily hesitated before opening it. Her eyes were swollen from crying. She looked exhausted, like she hadn't slept in days. Ethan, you shouldn't be here. You disappeared, Lily. You left without a word. She lowered her gaze. I thought I was protecting you. By vanishing? I took the money because I had no choice, she whispered. Isabella threatened my family. My brother needed his surgery. I couldn't risk his life. Why didn't you tell me? Because you would have fought her, and I couldn't let you get dragged into my mess. Ethan's jaw clenched. You think I wouldn't have chosen you? I already did. Tears streamed down Lily's cheeks. I didn't want to be the reason you lost everything. I would have given up everything for you, Lily. But you didn't trust me enough to tell me. Lily's heart broke at his words. I'm so sorry, Ethan. He stepped forward, gently brushing her tears away. It's not too late. If you still want this, if you still want us, I'll stand by you, no matter what. Her chest tightened. Even now, even when the whole world thinks I betrayed you, I don't care about the world. For the first time, Lily allowed herself to believe him. But just as they thought they could face the storm together, Isabella made her final vicious move. The next morning, a video went viral. It showed Lily in what looked like a private hotel room, laughing and leaning close to Ethan's rival. The footage was blurry but carefully edited. The voices were distorted but made to sound like Lily's. "I'm only with Ethan for his money," the voice in the video whispered. "He's a fool. When I'm done with him, I'll leave him with nothing." The internet exploded. People now believed Lily was not just a gold digger. She was a cold, calculating traitor. Ethan's father called again. "This is the last straw, Ethan. If you don't end this relationship, I'll personally make sure you're removed from the company." The board demanded Ethan issue a public breakup statement to save his reputation. Even Ethan's closest friends started to doubt Lily. But Ethan didn't flinch. At a surprise press event, he stepped forward and looked straight into the cameras. "I'm standing by Lily Harper. I don't care what you've seen. I don't care what you've heard. I believe in her. And I will prove this was all a lie." The room erupted with questions, but Ethan walked away, his decision unshaken. He would fight for the truth, for Lily, for their love. But could he uncover Isabella's scheme before it was too late? Ethan paced the motel room, his heart pounding in his chest. The fake video had gone viral in less than an hour. Investors were pulling out of his company, his father was ready to cut him off, and the world had already judged Lily guilty. But none of that mattered compared to the ache inside his chest. When Lily walked in, her face pale, her eyes swollen from crying, she barely met his gaze. "Is it true?" Ethan whispered, his voice trembling. "Tell me, is any of it true?" Lily's lips parted in shock. "Ethan, you really think I said those things?" "I don't know what to think anymore." His voice cracked, his hands clenched in frustration. "The whole world is screaming that you used me. The photos, the video, everything points to you." Tears spilled down Lily's cheeks. "I didn't do it, Ethan. I swear on my life I didn't say those words. I would never do that to you." Her voice was desperate, her body shaking as she fell to her knees. "You have to believe me. You're all I have left." Ethan's throat tightened as he watched her cry. Part of him wanted to run, to protect what little was left of his family's company, to silence the noise by walking away. But the stronger part, the part that knew Lily's heart, refused to abandon her. He pulled her to her feet and cupped her face gently. "I don't want to believe what they're saying. I want to believe you. But I need the truth, Lily. I need proof." "I don't have proof," she sobbed. "All I have is my word." "Then I'll find it," he said firmly. "I'll tear this lie apart, piece by piece." With new determination, Ethan called his most trusted private investigator and ordered a deep dive into the footage. Hours passed as they scoured the video frame by frame, analyzing voices, checking the metadata, and chasing the source of the leak. Finally, the breakthrough came. "It's a deep fake," the investigator confirmed. "The video was digitally altered. The voice was manipulated. It's fake. And guess where the original footage was taken from? Security cameras at Isabella's own hotel." Ethan's heart surged with relief and rage all at once. "She planned this from the beginning." The investigator nodded. "There's more. Isabella hired people to stage those photos too. All of it was built to destroy Lily's name and corner you into returning to her." Ethan's blood boiled. He finally saw the full picture, Isabella's master plan. She had set Lily up from day one. She wanted to crush him for walking away and humiliate Lily beyond repair. Ethan clenched his fists. "She thought I would choose my reputation over Lily. She was wrong." The next day, Ethan arranged a press conference of his own. This wasn't about saving his company anymore. This was about saving the woman he loved. As the cameras rolled and reporters buzzed with anticipation, Ethan walked to the podium, his steps steady, his heart clear. He looked out at the sea of flashing lights. "I called you all here today because it's time to tell the truth." He held up the evidence his team had gathered, undeniable proof that the video was fake, the photos staged, and Isabella's scheme fully exposed. "Everything you've seen, it was a lie. Lily Harper is innocent." Reporters gasped, questions erupted, but Ethan raised his hand, silencing them. I've spent my life doing what was expected of me, but not anymore. Today, I choose to fight for the truth. Today, I choose love." His voice softened, but it carried through the room. "Lily, if you're watching this, I believe you. I always did." The crowd burst into chaos, but Ethan didn't stay for the questions. He left the stage with his head high, ready to face whatever came next. Whether his company survived or not didn't matter anymore. What mattered was Lily, finding her, protecting her, and showing her that she was never alone. But would she believe him? Would she come back? The storm was finally breaking. After Ethan's powerful press conference, the truth spread like wildfire. News outlets scrambled to correct their false reports. Social media, once filled with hate for Lily, now turned its fury toward Isabella. Isabella Monroe's fake scandal exposed. Deepfake video uncovered. Ethan Blake's girlfriend innocent. Billionaire son risks empire to defend love. Isabella's perfect world crumbled overnight. Her family's company faced criminal investigations. Brands pulled their contracts. The friends who once praised her now distanced themselves. Her name, once respected, became a symbol of manipulation and betrayal. Meanwhile, Ethan focused on what mattered most: finding Lily and winning her back. He finally tracked her to a small coastal town where she had gone to escape the crushing media storm. When she opened her apartment door and saw Ethan standing there, her breath caught in her throat. You came," she whispered, unable to believe it. "I never left you, Lily. Not really." Tears gathered in her eyes, but she quickly looked away. "The world still hates me, Ethan. They'll always find something to tear me apart." "Let them try," Ethan said softly, stepping closer. "I'll fight for you every day if I have to. I'm not asking you to be perfect. I'm asking you to trust me. I'm asking you to come back with me, to build something real." Her heart trembled in her chest. After everything, after all the pain and the lies, he was still choosing her. "I thought I was protecting you by leaving," she whispered. "I thought you'd be better off without me." Ethan gently cupped her face, forcing her to meet his eyes. "You're wrong. You're the only thing in my life that's real. You're the only thing I want." Lily finally let the tears fall, but this time they were tears of relief. "Okay," she said, her voice shaking. "I'll come back." When they returned to the city, Ethan didn't hide her. He walked proudly beside her, hand in hand, in front of the cameras, the flashing lights, and the whispers. And this time, the crowd applauded them. His father, Mr. Blake, had watched the entire ordeal unfold. At first, he was furious, convinced his son had ruined the family's empire. But, as the truth surfaced, as Ethan rebuilt the company without playing by his father's rules, something shifted. One afternoon, Mr. Blake requested a private meeting with his son. When Ethan arrived, his father stared out the tall glass windows, his hands behind his back. "You surprised me, Ethan," Mr. Blake said slowly. "I thought you were weak. I thought love would make you soft." Ethan's jaw tightened but said nothing. His father finally turned to face him. "But you've built something I never could. You fought for her, and you didn't lose yourself doing it." Mr. Blake stepped closer. "I don't have to like her, but I respect your choice, and I respect the man you've become." Ethan's chest tightened. He never thought he would hear those words. "Thank you, Dad." His father nodded and quietly left the room. Later that evening, Ethan took Lily back to the flower shop. Her shop, which he had quietly saved and restored while she was gone. Fresh flowers filled the space. The same soft bell rang as they stepped inside. Lily gasped. "You saved it? I told you I'd fight for you." As she turned to him, Ethan slowly dropped to one knee, holding out a simple velvet box. "This time," he said, his voice steady, "it's real. No pretending, no pressure. Just a man asking the woman he loves to be his forever." Lily's breath hitched, her heart full to the brim. "Yes," she whispered, her voice cracking. "Yes, Ethan." The soft hum of the city faded as he slipped the ring onto her finger. It was simple. It was honest. It was theirs. The crowd outside cheered when they emerged, but neither of them noticed. All they could see was each other. Ethan had risked his family, his fortune, his future, and in the end, he won something far more precious, the woman who loved him, not for his name, not for his money, but for who he truly was. Thank you for following this story. Like, share, and subscribe for more powerful, emotional stories about love, betrayal, and courage. Hit the notification bell so you never miss what happens next.